Okay guys, this is like take 5 million. So I'm gonna really try and keep this under 10 minutes, but I'm not guaranteeing anything because I like to ramble. So bear with me, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna start at the beginning of like my issues with my weight, because this is gonna be therapeutic for me as it might be boring for you, or it might be relatable for you as well. So to kind of give you an idea, I first noticed that I was overweight when I was 10. I wasn't severely obese as a child. I was chubby as a kid. You know how we're all chubby, or some of us are all some of us are chubby when we're little. That was me. So I always had like a little belly when I was a kid. You know, I wasn't like how I am now, just younger. Was very self-aware of that in all through, you know, the end of elementary school through middle school, and then in high school. High school, I had really bad eating habits. I tried to diet in high school, and it was bad. I didn't have any like no guidelines essentially. I was in high school in the early 2000s. So we really kind of got into like the internet and more using it more so for like research and stuff like later, like college-ish. Yeah, I'd say college is when we started using the internet for a lot of stuff, which is crazy to think about because it's only 2018 and I was in college in 2006. So anyways, so I really didn't have any like guidelines on how to do things and how to like lose weight. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna restrict myself to 500 calories a day and lose weight that way. I definitely lost weight, and I highly don't recommend it because I was starving. I was not working out. I think this was after I played water polo. Yeah, this was after I played water. This is my junior year of high school. I played water polo my freshman year, and I think I played my sophomore year, but I didn't play my junior or senior year because I wanted to have fun with my friends. So whatever. I was limiting myself my junior year of high school to 500 calories a day, which was really not healthy. I was eating like and to tell you what I was eating like a fried chicken sandwich from school with mayo, and that was it. That's like all I ate all day, and I think maybe like a piece of fruit later, but that was it. So it was really unhealthy, and that unhealthy lifestyle followed me into my senior year, where I had late arrival and double early dismissal from school. So me and my friends would all pretend that everybody had double early dismissal, and we would go to what was near us. We had McDonald's and Wendy's that were like the two closest fast food restaurants, and we went there almost on the daily, which was really bad. And so I gained a lot of that weight back, and then a little bit more. And then my senior year of high school, went away to college. I moved about 3 hours south and went away to a state school, and I had so much fun. I lived with one of my oldest friends that I've known like from middle school. We were in high school. We went to high school together. We danced together when I was in dance in middle school. And then we went to college together too, which was kind of fun. So we did that, and then I joined a sorority, and of course, you know, with being a sorority, I had a bunch of upperclassmen who were able to provide beverages that I could not purchase until I was 21. So of course, you know, we had a lot of fun in college as well, which, you know, in the dining halls, there were healthier choices. There was a salad bar everywhere, but everything they served like hot meal in line was not healthy. There was sandwiches, there's pizza, there was chicken tenders, there's mac and cheese. I mean, it was all really tasty. Like, don't get me, like, it was good food. That shit was really good. And I looked forward to Grilled Cheese Wednesday. So if you know what Grilled Cheese Wednesday is, you know where I went to school. So yeah, I mean, and it was just really poor eating habits that we developed in college. And you know, everyone gains like the freshman 15. Well, I think I gained like the freshman 40 or something. It was ridiculous how much weight I gained. And so my later years in college, I was like, okay, I need to, you know, lose weight, whatever. I would buy healthier food. So I thought I was buying low fat. I was buying sugar free, and all these things, which, you know, is not good for you, as everyone, you know, thought they would be good for you. They're not good for you. So college, end of college, I graduated, and then kind of at that point, my priority was to get my first job and get a career started. Well, my career didn't start until about 2 or 3 years ago. I job hopped for a while because the degree I got in school, I still don't think I'm good enough to have a professional career in that field. So I'll say I got my degree in graphic design, and I don't think I was ever good enough to pursue it professionally. I tried to change my major when I was a sophomore, and for some reason I was like, oh, parents, I'm spending my student loan money on my education, and I need your permission to change my major. Both of them said no. So I didn't change my major, and I should have changed my major because I didn't want to pursue graphic design anymore. I wanted to pursue something along the lines of hospitality, event planning, things like that. I really enjoy doing that kind of thing. So I wanted to look into those options, but of course, me being 20 years old, I'm like, okay, well, no, my mom and dad still have say over this, when in actuality, they have zero say in any of that. So if your parents are pushing you one way or another and you're in school, don't let them, because you will end up with a degree you don't even use. Don't get me wrong, I love my parents. But I'm pissed about that because I'm in debt up to my neck, and I can't buy a house because I couldn't afford to pay off my loans. So whatever, it is what it is at this point. So with that being said, I finally got into, you know, in my mid-20s, I was like, okay, I need to lose weight. I hired a lady to give me a diet and an exercise plan. I followed it to a T for a month. She's like, the weight you're at now, you should easily lose 15 to 20 pounds. In that month, I think I lost 6 pounds, which was really discouraging because I knew I followed everything to a T. I almost threw up from how much chicken I ate because I could not stand the sight, smell, or texture of chicken anymore at that point. And I was really, really, really disappointed. So after that bout, I kind of was just really upset and didn't really think that I was meant to be skinny or healthy or fit or whatever I wanted, and that I was going to be overweight my whole life. I would eventually end up being a diabetic and things like that. I kind of just settled into that thought process. I continued to go to the gym for a while. I did love going to the gym. I still love going to work out. I love lifting weights. I feel amazing after I lift weights. And I cannot wait to get back to a gym, though I don't have a gym near me because the closest one's about a 30-minute drive. So once I move and get settled into where I'm going to be permanently for at least a while, I'll be able to locate a gym and be able to get in and lift weights again, which I'm really excited for that. So with that being said, fast forward to 28 when I moved out into my own apartment after I started my job that was like the first really good paying job that I ever had, and to where I can afford to live on my own. If you know the Chicagoland area, it's not cheap to live on your own like rent an apartment or anything like that, down to like without a roommate. So, and I have a Siberian Husky, which it's even harder to rent something without having to pay an arm and a leg every month to keep her there. So I eventually did find an apartment that was within reason for me to pay for on a monthly basis. But it kind of got to a point where I wasn't able to save anything. So I cut my gym membership. I cut things that I could afford to cut at that time. I cut really buying a lot of good food, and I went back to like your $1 packet of noodles or in like your box of mac and cheese and things like that, and ramen and all that junk that's horrible for you. And I ended up at the heaviest weight I have ever been. And there's no excuse for it. I'm the way I am because I did this. I did this to myself. I'm not blaming circumstances. I'm not doing any of this stuff. Yes, it sucked. Like I had to do all this stuff, and I'm sure there were other ways for me to get healthy food, but I did what I had to do at the time to put a roof over mine and my dog's head, pay my bills on time, not get evicted from my apartment, feed my dog, be able to feed my dog, clothe myself, and still be able to live a little bit of my life. And so it was just a really hard 2 years living in my apartment. My rent went up, and then this past year I found out that my apartment complex was getting sold, and I was told that they were not renewing my lease. So I had the option to move into another apartment, paying $400 more a month plus additional utilities I wasn't paying before. And I couldn't afford that at all. And I was looking at other apartments and things like that in a similar price range, and there was nothing comparable to where I would feel comfortable moving to. So the nice guy that my dad is, he had just moved to California a year ago. He offered, he's like, I think he was joking at first. He's like, oh, move out here and, come live with us and pay off your student loans, pay off your debt, get yourself financially squared away, and then figure out what you want to do. He's like, all you got to do is just contribute to the house. So, I was going to cook. I had all the intentions of cooking food and providing groceries and dog sitting and whatever when it was needed of me. And those plans changed 35 days before I was supposed to move to California. So not being able to move to California, it was due to some technicalities over there, and I won't get into any details just for my dad's sake, but I ended up moving to our family's lake house, which has been a blessing and a curse. I have bats living in my house, so it's been kind of terrifying. But it's been nice because I don't have to pay rent. I pay for the bills that I use, the utilities that I use, air conditioning. I pay for electric, I pay for water, I'll be paying for gas when they need to. They've got a propane tank here. But I'm gonna be paying utilities to maintain this place while I'm here. So that's what I've been doing, and now that I have bats, I'm gonna be going back into debt on my credit card, which I didn't want to do, but it's gotta be done. I can't be living in a house with bats. My dog can't be living in a house with bats. Because bats are germy and they carry rabies, so we're not gonna deal with that. So, but yeah, no, enough about that part of my life, because I have another video that I'm gonna be making about that. So, I don't know where I'll be living probably by the end of this year. I'll be in a new spot. I'm hoping by the end of October, I'll know where we're gonna be at. I'm hoping by the end of next month, I know where we're gonna be at. Because I still plan on moving in with my dad and his wife and my step cousin to really kind of, I wanna sock away as much of my student loans as possible, as physically possible, and start saving for my own place and establish myself, you know, wherever I may end up, which is kind of an exciting time right now. So I don't know where I'm gonna be. But yeah, so back to dieting and all that fun stuff. Now that I've been here, I've been in my dad's lake house here for over a month now. I think it's been about 5 weeks. I started doing keto maybe like a weekend to me being here. So I haven't been on keto for a month. I've been on it for probably 3 weeks, coming up on 4. I think I didn't start on the 1st. I started like a few days before the 1st. So I weighed myself then. I've never seen a number that large for myself before. So I kicked it into high gear. I've been doing that. I've been doing intermittent fasting as well. I'm 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating. If you don't know what intermittent fasting is, I highly suggest looking it up. If you're doing keto, I would definitely suggest pairing them together because you're not hungry for the 16 hours that you're fasting because of all the fat that your body's using. Anyways, it's very complicated, but it's not complicated. So go Google it, Google it. So keto has been something that I've been researching for a little bit, and I've really enjoyed being on the keto diet because it's kind of ignited this passion in me to cook food. And there's no fast food restaurants near me. The closest one is a half hour away. Like the closest gym to me is a half hour away. So I've been getting creative with my meal preparation, and I have a lot of really good meats. I've got steak in my fridge. I have chicken in my fridge. I have bacon. I have all these yummy things that I like to eat that I can cook every day, and it's great. And I can't complain at all. It's been just fabulous. So no complaints there whatsoever. And I can have my cheese. All right, I like cheese, and I'm not gonna say I'm a cheese connoisseur because I'm not, because my favorite cheese is cheddar and provolone, and I like feta cheese in salad, but that's about it. And Parmesan, that's the other one I like. I also like Parmesan cheese. So those are like my 4 things that I really like. And I tried paleo, and you can't have dairy on paleo, which is hard. So, and eventually I might get to paleo just because the health issues that I have are hormonal, and there have been sightings of mountain lions in our neighborhood out here, and I could have sworn I just heard a oof, like outside out my window over here. I don't want to be mauled. Maybe I'm hearing things. Hopefully it was just thunder. Hey Siri, is it supposed to rain tonight?
I don't believe it's raining.
Hey Siri, is there rain in the forecast?
There's no rain in the forecast for today.
Well, there's no rain in the forecast for today, so very well could have been the mountain lion. I don't like it. But anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about. So, back to what I was saying. Paleo, I've tried. I can't give up the dairy portion. I know that on keto you can't drink milk, which is okay. I've kind of given up drinking milk, although it's my favorite beverage. I would pick milk over water any day if I could, but oh well. It's just something that I'm gonna have to actually sacrifice. But I don't have to sacrifice cheese, which is great. So I snack on cheese throughout the day. I do like eggs and bacon for breakfast. I found a really good recipe for keto pancakes, which is like, they're fluffy and delicious and they taste exactly like real pancakes, like spot on. And then I've made some really delicious fat bombs so you can get fat into your diet. Or the extra fat that you need in your diet throughout the day, or if you're feeling hungry in between meals, you can pop one of these things and they kind of help tide you over a little bit. I made a blueberry cheesecake one and like a key lime pie one, and they are fucking amazing. Like, oh my God, so good. And those have been helping me over the last few weeks with like any kind of sweet craving that I get. I'm not really like a sweets person. I don't have to have sweets. Carbs is kind of my thing. To an extent, I would say carbs is kind of my thing. Every once in a while I want like a biscuit, or I want like pizza or something along those lines. I don't really crave pasta anymore because it's just been so far out of my diet that I don't need it. And I can make cauliflower mac and cheese, so I don't really need it. But yeah, so keto has been successful for me so far. I feel better on keto. That's been kind of the biggest thing. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, to where my period has been missing. It's not been around since January of this year, and it is mid to late August at this point. And 2 weeks into being on keto, it showed up. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that, you know, keto has done this, but I have a really good feeling that it has caused this to happen. And it makes me excited to think about the possibilities of what this adventure can bring to me health-wise. And I really want to use this channel to kind of, besides track my weight loss, kind of fill you guys in on like my journey, because I think my life is interesting right now, because I don't know where I'm going to be living in the next like 6 months. And most people would freak out about that, but I'm actually kind of pretty excited about it. But yeah, I mean, at this point, there's a lot of exciting things going on in my life. And so I wanted to kind of document my journey along the way. I'm still kind of not so sure about vlogging, like in real life, like out in like a store or in the car with somebody I know, just because it's weird. I don't know how people do it. And is it weird that I get like secondhand embarrassment for some vloggers? I know some of you are like really good about it and you don't really give a fuck about who's around you and whatever, and you just go for it. And I aspire to be like you, because I don't know, I just don't want people taking pictures of me being like, what's this bitch doing? So that's kind of an intro. I know this is a lot longer than I said it was gonna be, but this is just to give you like a background on who I am, fitness, health-wise, and kind of where I'm coming from. And if you have a similar background to me, definitely, you know, subscribe and we'll go on this journey together if you want. And, you know, you can follow me on Instagram too, and you can see like all the yummy food that I make, because I tend to post it on there. And I made some really delicious cheesy garlic keto biscuits with almond flour last night, and they are bomb. So I highly suggest it. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, or I guess that's probably the best place to follow me anyways, because everything else is private. I do have a Facebook page too that I'm updating currently, and it's not active, but I'll link that eventually so you can follow it. Most of my recipes will be on Instagram and Facebook, so I look forward to having you guys on this journey with me, and I can't wait to see my results, and I can't wait to see, you know, your results if you're doing keto or if you're on a journey right now too. I love to, you know, communicate with other people who are in process of doing something similar. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll chat next time.